Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I want to talk about JavaScript course. And honestly, before to go, I honestly think I thought that I will go a section after a section, but it didn't work out because just I want to learn more, and I just some sections are not so big. Want to make a personal video about that. That's why I combine it for section today, and before to go, and I will discuss every single one and show what I've done in some sections, and just I want to make just quick overview what exactly we'll talk about. So section 5, we will start section 5. It's about developer skills and then just setup. I will talk about my developer skills, how exactly to be a good developer, just the author advised it, and how not to be bad developers and so on. It's kind of interesting, honestly saying. And after that, we'll just a basic, I would say, just a quick speech about section 6. It's like it was optional, but anyway, they took that. It was about HTML, CSS, crash course. It was basic information about that. Honestly saying, I knew about that, so I just for me to kind of couple minutes, just just I didn't watch it, just skip some parts, some minutes, and so on. And section 7, next one comes JavaScript in the browser DOM and events fundamentals. We have done 3 projects. I want to share with you guys what I've done. This project is kind of interesting, really, and there are some challenges in there, and I have done it. And sometimes I was kind of frustrated. I haven't done not the way that author showed after we have done, I personally have done, because what I've done was kind of not so great, not the best way, but anyway I just was, but anyway we will talk about later. And let's go after that to section 8, the last one we today discuss. It was about, honestly actually just was a story how JavaScript works behind the scenes. Honestly, I think it was kind of interesting and exciting because when I'm writing, you just start to writing and you know how exactly to use, but you don't know how exactly why it exactly it happens. For, for example, maybe not for no examples. I just quick overview, but yes, it's kind of a. And let's talk about section 5. Let's talk about the section 5, developer skills, and I want to hold on two parts. One of the called just when I start, when just always fail sometimes at learning how to code correctly. And here is some point that sometimes only about me that, just for example, um, I quickly became frustrated when my code wasn't perfectly clean or efficient. Of course it is. Of course it would be not efficient and clean because I'm just a beginner. What I don't expect. I lost sometimes motivation because I couldn't know everything. Yes, I am. Yes, sometimes I lost. Yes, not motivation I would say, but just the same like a frustrated and demotivated. Honestly saying yes too. But just accept that I know something, but I will not know something because there are a lot of things, and you cannot just catch up everything at the same time. And here you go, another point. I was learning isolation. Honestly saying, I just want to change. Yes, right now I'm kind of learning isolation, but just maybe just it's a, I don't know. Maybe yes, I would say just I have a Twitter. I don't want to, just to start to post something about just, just one day or just about course that I have learned. Exactly, just comment about that. It would be kind of nice. Yes, let's do that. And to just share my ideas. For example, I do a book club about book I read. I just share my ideas, what exactly it means. Just write, just more to be more friendly, to be more like kind of to use social networking. Why not? Some people will answer to me. So I think it is. And let's go to another part. Ah, another part it was about just solving problems. Sometimes it's really about me. I just jump at the problem without much thinking. Just I don't have any plan, but I think I can do it. But at the end of just in the end of the day, I'm just sitting just here. I just kind of stressed about that. Just I didn't get it done and so on. I'm kind of yes, I have to just keep a plan and just think of that how exactly I need to solve a problem. I honestly think he just said just for example it's just example to bad programmer. He said he implements his solution in an unstructured way, and he here we go. We got just the solution and take a very logical rational approach. Programming is just logic and in the end. Okay, we have to think more logical. Sometimes yes. It's about me. Just last project I have done that way, just unstructured way. I don't unstructured way, just kind of dirty, and I just didn't use the drive principle. Just don't repeat yourself. Yes, I need to think of it. And yes, I get stressed out when things don't work. Yes, I am. I think so everybody is stressed out when things don't work, when they hope that it will work, but at the end it didn't work. Okay, I'm not proud to search solution. I just want to sometimes solve by myself, and it will improve me. When you just search everything what you solve, it's kind of for me unlogical and nonsense. Nonsense, I would say. I want to say just kind of not the way just how we will become a good programmer. I would say yes, exactly. And he just gave a four-step framework. I mean the author. And when we got a problem, it was yes, when we got a problem. For example, I need to make sure that 100% understands the problem, ask the right question to get a clear picture of the problem. For example, just here's go. We need a function that resolves whatever we pass into it. Of course, project manager maybe cannot code like us because we are just web developer and so on, whatever. And here just a question: what does whatever even mean in this context? What should be reversed? Answer: only strings, numbers, arrays make sense to reverse. What to do if something else is passed in? What should be returned? Should it always be a string? It should be the type of the same as passed in and so on. A lot of questions. Honestly, it's kind of yes, interesting. How just look how just another programs ask question work and do stuff because you can take something for yourself and do in that way. Another step is that to divide and conquer. Break a big problem into smaller sub-problems like here you go, just check if argument, a number, string, and array, implement reversing now, implement reversing string, implement reversing array, return result value. Yeah, kind of to-do list we need to make. After that's the short part, don't be afraid to do as much as you have to. Yes, honestly saying, sometimes you don't know everything and you need to search if you want to make it happen and just make it work. I just use Stack Overflow, Google all the time, WebDocs sometimes, MD and Mozilla. And the last one is about for when you for bigger problems, write pseudocode before writing the actual code. It's here we go, we got the kind of pseudocode. It doesn't look like the same like code, but kind of looks like honestly saying because just you see there is kind of mistakes of syntax, but we don't need to write exactly how it need to be. We need to just kind of model of our code, our perfect code, I would say. Yes. And in the section 6 was about HTML, CSS. I'm saying I learned a lot of things in that section because I knew something. But anyway, I could something repeat that I had learned in the past, and other things. Yes, I did. Honestly saying, I just it was kind of both. I just repeated about CSS box model, and yes, it was kind of interesting. Just watch what you learned in the past and then watch. Maybe you just maybe yes, of course, something I forgot, but anyway. In section 7, we talk about DOM and events from DOM. I made 3 projects along with the auto. It was kind of interesting because I managed to make all of coding challenges, but not the clean as the author made. But anyway, it was kind of fun, just when you record, work it, and you're kind of, woohoo, finally. But anyway, I want to show you what we've done. In the first project, what about just guess number, just you have to write some number, for example 2, and it will get low. It's not, and the score will go down until we didn't get, and the highest score we did here will be just stored in the high score. I hope you got it. Yes. Okay, it's too low. Maybe 5. High 4. Yes, we got it. It changes the color background, and the highest score is 18. Yes. Again, and it will be stored. I'm just making the same stuff. Enter, low, 8, high, 7 maybe, no, 6. Yeah, got it. Okay, let's go to another project. So here, model. Honestly, it was interesting too. We just got the stream model, for example. Let's say this, it's kind of, I don't know. You have to point it, and we got a window that will, pop up in this kind of look over. And you can just, if you just put over there, click there, and it will gone. Another one, it will gone too. It's kind of interesting, I'm saying. And the last project, I suppose the biggest project, it was a game. You can play with anyone you wanna. And honestly saying, I was so proud of making it because it's really the user interface. It's really nice, and visual interface too. And kind of you have to play with you have to play with somebody. You have to click roll dice. And here's the logic of the game. You didn't get the one just dice. You know what I mean? It's like now we got 4, and we didn't get 1. If you get 1, it will be just passed to the another player, and another player will play. For example, 7, 8, 11. It will be just stored here in my current just box, and then we can just click hold, and we got 11. After that, we hold it. After click with the hold button, the next step will be played by player 2, and he will do the same. For example, 18 until 35, and I will do that until I didn't get once. And here we go. We just missed that one. I'm sorry for the noise background. It's kind of right now some problems there, but anyway. It was the whole logic of the project, and that was the whole seems to make projects with DOM manipulation and even fundamentals. It kind of was funny to make some project you can share and show people what you have done. But anyway, it wasn't your whole idea. But anyway, you just coded it. I just coded it. One of the problems I didn't mention in the section 5, it was about taking notes. I didn't take any notes. For example, in section 8, it was the theory section, I would say, how JavaScript works behind the scenes. And there's a lot of things that the author told me how to avoid some problems and why some problems appear because of what and so on. Just for example, The first video it was high level overview of JavaScript. What exactly it is? Just just high level overview of JavaScript. This whole JavaScript section 8. Afterwards, talk about JavaScript engine in a runtime, how exactly it works, why exactly it works, and so on. And execution contains the call stack. It is a part of already the JavaScript engine. This is scope and scope chain. One of the important, honestly saying, topics in Java, not in only JavaScript, and the whole languages, programming languages. After that, we are talking about the variable environment, hosting, and the time dead zone. I don't remember honestly saying how exactly it just will be called. Just give me a moment.
In the code. Again, because they are stored in the variable environment object. In the variable, we learned that these variables, and so they behave.
Temporal dead zone. Yes, exactly. Just forget about the abbreviation. What does it exactly mean? And you just learn why exactly. If we talked about the cost and lead types of variables, and it's kind of interesting when just for example you want to you declared you just called for example you just declared const and you just initialize it before that, and it will not work, and by the let 2 you have to initialize after the declaring. It's something that I hope you got it. And just for example just regular here's just what's the difference between regular functions and arrow functions. It was the example of objects, why something will work in that way, and why exact. For example, Zauter always said to me that I have to keep in mind that there is this keyword, and this keyword there is no in arrow function. Arrow function don't own that function, and you will use in the arrow function it will search parents for example, if we write in the global scope arrow function, it will be attached to the global this. Global this it is window. Here we go. And I want to share my thoughts about the sections and the problems I just encountered. And one of the just every time I learn something new, I always feel myself better. Just I just learn something, in that way. But the problem of me sometimes I just learned just for example yesterday, just today I cannot remember, I cannot remind of me just what I have learned. Here's the problem. I need to take notes to keep in mind better, to work, to make some challenge to myself to remember about it. It's part of the and right now, honestly saying, I'm kind of learning in isolation. That's why seeing I have to post in Twitter, and yes, I have a Twitter account, but I didn't post anything that I suppose I will post. I don't remember, but I think I will start posting about what I've learned. Some just for example that's kind of interesting, and if I had some problem questions, I can ask them in most of the time in Reddit, I would say, or just Stack Overflow if some programming or just overview. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you like the video, and have a good day.